Peace, 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 peace. The first, the last. This is your guy Barry, aka Barry Israel. How you doing, my people? I'm just bringing to you a little quick news to add up here before people think they're gonna be watching in a so-called inauguration. I forgot to do a quick vid to basically let you know this title is called the DC Swamp um, is drained. Is your state swamp next? So the DC swamp has been drained, and now you need to ask yourself: is your state swamp next? Is your state swamp next? My great vibers, if you haven't been paying attention since January 6th, you've seen that Senator Pelosi, whatever you want to call it, be escorted out of the Capitol Hill. My last couple videos I did, one of them was called The Cracking of Capitol Hill, and I just did another one a couple of days ago, 911, Blackout is Coming. And the corporation of the USA has been dissolved, and people aren't really understanding what's going on. So today, what you see is you've seen a administration that was in basically take a step back so they can have their hands out of it. Because sometimes no resistance at all is the best resistance, and that's what you're seeing for people to finish falling into their pit. Put it that way. So when you sit back and you see the Speaker of the House escorted Pelosi out of the House with 3 marshals behind her January 6th, and you haven't seen her since. There's been substitutes. You got to open up your eyes and understand why. When you see troops that have descended upon D.C. and the Capitol, but you see no congressmen or anybody going back and forth, or senators, you have to ask yourself why. When you see what you think is going to be an inauguration and you see nobody there, you got to ask yourself why. You don't even have governors that are going out to support this from this party. You don't have nobody really that's going to be there. You got to ask yourself why. All of the fuss and we got to get in there and we got to get office, but you won't see no important dignitaries at that inauguration. You got to ask yourself why. You've just seen unraveling probably one of the biggest scripts you've ever seen, one of the biggest Hollywood shows you've ever seen. And now it's coming to an end. If you go back and look at probably my last 4 or 5 videos, you'll see how that script has played out to the T, ending today. Ending today. So my great vibers, you got to pay attention. Everything is not always what it seems. I tell people what it is what it is not, and what it is not is what it is. Those are one of my sayings. I've been telling people that. So when you're sitting back and you're thinking you may be watching an inauguration, you got to understand what you're really watching. Those troops that are there because the Insurrection Act has been declared, and that's what we're under now, where the military is currently running this country. If so-called inauguration by this man and this woman was to go down officially, you already have troops at the border of Mexico. You have troops at the border of Canada, Chinese troops that were ready to come in already, over 250,000. This would have been took place had the other Clinton woman been in office. It would have been happened, but it didn't, and it won't. So that's what would have happened if a real inauguration was to go down. Those borders would be open, and that'd be that. We'd be under that Communist Party control that they've all been working on for so many decades to put in place. And now that swamp has been drained, that system has been drained, and now we got to move toward the states, and that's why you also see the troops in all 50 states at the capitals. So you're going to start seeing some things happening little by little. It can't be all fast. It has to be settled. It has to be done a certain way. But DC, that real swamp has definitely been drained. That's why you don't even see the activity with the congressmen, senators, anybody through Capitol Hill. You see troops in Capitol Hill, but you don't see nobody else right now. You got to let that marinate. You don't see Pelosi, Schumer around no more. You got to let that marinate. So the Americonned, CONNED job is over. It's over. It's going to still continue to be a process. And if you look at my last video, like I said, you'll understand where I'm coming from, what I'm saying. Just got to keep the faith and continue to go watch the charade, but don't go for it, because it's definitely not what you think it is. And it's going to be a lot of shocked people when things come out the way it come out. It's going to be emergency broadcast systems being used because, like I said before, certain systems probably going to go down temporarily until some people get hemmed up and get back in line, get G-checked. So once that happens, we'll get back in line. But right now, you may see what you think is something at 11:30, but it's really not. You're not even going to see a crowd there. You're going to see something virtual, and you got to understand, you can't always, you got to put some respect on your perception. And that's what I've been telling people all along. Put some respect on your perception. The DC swamp has been officially drained. We have now dissolved the Corporation of the United States of America, the Act of 1871, which virtually had us enslaved as a people. Our money, we're actually stock. We're actually stock that was being owned and traded through our birth certificate numbers on Wall Street, the whole 9 yards. We were considered stock. So believe it or not, when you pass, your relative passed, somebody was collected a check off of it. But that system is now over. We're going to be going into a new system. It's going to take time. You sitting here like, what is this guy talking about? You'll see. You'll see. Just go back on my last videos and follow what I've been saying. It's not even about predictions. It wasn't me making predictions. I was just giving you a storyline, a script that was actually playing out in real time is what I was doing. I'm also using biblical scripture. But right now, you're going to continue to see some of what you think you're seeing. Like I said, put some respect on your perception of this inauguration, but look around. If you're making all of this fuss to get your candidate selected, but no one goes to the inauguration, you have to sit back and ask yourself, why? Where is everybody at? So it's, you got to open up your eyes, people. It has nothing to do with the C-19 thing, why people ain't there and all of that and all of this and all the hoop that was made. It's just the story being finished off. That's all it is, being finished off. So if that was to have happened, we'd be in big trouble, man. And like I said, all this work hasn't been put in all of these years and all of this time just to turn and walk away. Trust me, it's been a lot of work, a lot of intelligence done, a lot of things done. And, we're just not, to sit there and have this DC swamp drain. Now also, we got to move forward and have this these state swamps drain, because in my past videos I mentioned to people that it's even worse in your local state and county areas, because you got to understand they had time to set their system up, their illegal system that has been running this country since 1871. They had a lot of time to set it up and have it infiltrated. None of the systems were ever real. The justice system, none of that. All that stuff was a fraud, the whole system. And it is definitely now collapsed. And I told people also that the fall of cryptocurrency will also signal the fall of Babylon. And you're going to see that. You're going to see cryptocurrency go to zero. I already told you in my video I did on that, the fall of cryptocurrency. I'm telling you guys, I laid the script out. That's going to be over, because that was a sham system. And you'll see where people were hiding their money. But this whole system that was in place, it has now collapsed. It's just now trying to be made official to the people little by little. But the signs were there to open your eyes when that Pelosi lady was escorted out of Capitol Hill. You haven't seen her back since. Right now, you've seen no activity up on Capitol Hill. Trust me, nobody's going to descend on DC and start acting up. Nobody's really going to start trying to act up until after they realize that these people actually weren't inaugurated. That's when you see slight activity, but that's also why you see the military activated in all 50 states. So the Insurrection Act is here. We're definitely here with the Insurrection Act. Things are going to continue to take place. You're probably going to start seeing things happen within your state governments. So, a lot remains to be seen, but keep your eye open. Definitely watch out for the weirdo news and those people that are continuing to try to keep the con job going. You probably soon start seeing a lot of them disappear off the scene. So it's some things that we're going to be moving forward to. It's some things that is going on, and that as a collective, we just got to stay focused, have patience, and understand that we've just come out of one of the worst systems ever. If you go back to my last video, like I said, 911 blackout is coming. The corporation, the USA, it explains it, what the real issue was from the beginning. So with that, my great vibe, I just wanted to come on and give a quick broadcast that, you might see what you think is an illusion at 11:30 of an inauguration. But all I'm telling you is put some respect on your perception and understand that, troops aren't being activated because they're so worried about this inauguration, which hardly going to see no dignitaries and nobody at, and that's something to to act like you did all of this to get people elected, but nobody's going to be there for the inauguration. It's a continued funny script actually, but it's a great one too. It's a great one because now our country is going to be going back in a different direction. There's going to be many changes. There's also going to be many spiritual changes after this. That's also taking effect with all of this. It's a combination of things going on, but that's another video right there, about the actual divine feminine energy that's coming in, that's going to get their role and their part in this new system coming up and how things need to move forward. We're getting rid of a lot of the Neanderthals is what's really happening. They're going bye-bye to a lot of the Neanderthal minds, the demonic mindsets that basically had destroyed our society, to the point where they want to censor you. And it was the capitalism and the technology, which is still and was the real mark of the beast. So, those things are going to take time to get a grip of those systems and the people that are behind that. But their time is coming. They know it's coming. So people, be strong and be mindful. It's never over. Never over. So, and we're just in a time where righteousness has prevailed, and it prevailed without a lot of drama from the prevailing side. But you definitely had the other side pulling out all their stops. You notice if you looked at all of that, you've seen a lot of false flags go down. You saw less school shootings. You've seen less airplanes falling out the sky. A lot of things less happened during these last 4 years than was taking place previously with the so-called domestic terrorism. The real domestic terrorism was the community terrorists and terrorism that was going on within people that was elected within your community, that was carrying out the agenda of a certain party. But both parties are actually responsible because, as you know, this current president, past president, because is no president right now. Actually, military is in charge. He actually came in on his own. He was neither part of none of them, so none of them really liked him. The other rhino just went along with him to go along with him for the show. Because they knew what was going on. But now all of that's over, my great vibers, and you're going to see this country definitely go in a different direction. Some are not going to like it. Oh, well, that's their problem. But a lot of them, you got to understand, was down with the demon, anti-Christ mindset, anti-God mindset, anti-society mindset. So that's gone. That's being stomped out. It's not totally gone yet. We got work to do, But if you want to get understanding, go check out I, Frankenstein on YouTube, man. Good movie, man. They come out with the movies and give you little bits and pieces too. So, and just like I told people, go check out Unknown Origin 2036. That was a good movie. It talked about how they were trying to get to that AI server that wanted to get rid of the earth that had been taken over by these crazies. So you got to look at this stuff. It's like disclosure. But right now we're in a good time. But you might see what you think is inauguration. But put some respect on it. Look around, see who's there and who's not there. Who's not there tells a whole story. You already heard governor saying, "Oh no, I'm not going." Because they don't want to end up cuffed up. So it's people. It's playing out. Just got to be patient and put some respect on your perception. Put some respect on your perception, man. Stay safe. And my saying is, keep your head up with your grass cut, man. It's rough out here. We got some real spiritual wars and battles going on. Now, I don't say warfare because war is not fair. Being a Marine, I know of 2 campaigns. War is not fair. But put some respect on it, man. Put some respect on your perception. And understand that it's a lot more that's going on behind the scenes, and they disclose it, but they're disclosing it in a certain way. The military in DC is not there to protect anybody. They there to make sure, cats stay in check like they supposed to. The military is officially running this country now until the new system is put in place with the new gold standard. And I said in my video, the fall cryptocurrency is a wrap for that. So it's some things going on. You just got to pay attention. Get out there, do your homework. But I'm bringing the real to you too, man, just to keep you updated in real time to what's happening. So my people, put some respect on your perception. Peace. peace, peace. First, the last. This is your guy, Barry, aka Barry Israel. You have a great day, my great vibers. We gonna be all right.